Hey guys, this is AZJASON, and it is Alliance War Season 24, War number 3. And from what you can tell on the thumbnail, I got absolutely destroyed. Path 8, Section 1, and Section 2. I tried taking the Nick Fury transition mini, and I also attempted to take the Apocalypse mini boss on Hurt Locker. And then I finished up with about the only positive note with the boss, where a teammate had already taken him down to about 50%, and I was able to successfully finish him off. So let's talk about what went wrong. On Path 8 in Section 1, there's only one defender. That was Hyperion. I see him there a lot. And on Section 2, we had Hulkbuster and Venom. So looking at the roster and the fact we had two Apocalypse bosses, right away I'm thinking Tigra and Doom. And then the third consistent member of my attack team is always Quake. But we didn't have a great answer for the Nick Fury. He was a 6-star, rank 3, high sig level Nick Fury. Big boy. I think the attack was roughly 11,000. So after talking with the battle group, it was determined that I would bring in Archangel. That was the best bet. And so I dropped Quake from the team. And again, thus far, I've been using Quake for Sentinel, for Hulkbuster, for anyone sort of beefy robotic, anyone, including Immortal Abomination. And I believe I haven't lost yet. So I really wasn't experienced taking on Path 8 without Quake for these type of defenders. And it showed when we actually went up against it. So the hype fight went super well. It is a power focus type thing where he's going to gain incredible amount of power, but with Doom, it just feeds in the Doom cycle, and that's a super easy fight. I've been soloing that all season long. One of my teammates took the sectional mini, and so I moved on to Nick Fury. Went in with Archangel. I understood what I needed to do. This is that one where if you do two of the same basic attacks in a row, he evades. But if you can get Archangel going, get a bleed, get a neurotoxin, you can basically bypass that node. And I did so early on in the fight. It was going well, and then ultimately he clipped me, and I went down fast and died. And he was still in his first life. So I was pretty embarrassed. Revived, and you got back to full health. Went back in again and took a little bit slower. Got the neurotoxins, and then sort of backed off and tried to just play the keep away game. Got him into his second life. Got him all the way down to roughly 30%. Went in for attack, and he got me cornered, and I died a second time. So took a step back. A teammate finished it off, but at that point I was down. I had one win against Hype and had lost twice to Nick Fury. Teammate took on the transition mini on the way to Section 2 on the right-hand side, and then went in against Hulkbuster. Again, no problem in this node. I believe I'm not sure the exact node number, but I've seen Immortal Abomination, Hulkbuster, and Sentinel so far sold every time with Quake. No problems. The problem is that he's got power gain. This was, I believe, a rank 3, 6-star Hulkbuster. And I guess what I didn't know with Hulkbuster's dynamics plus the node is the longer you go with Hulkbuster, the more armor ups he gets. He can get up to 4 armor ups. And so I went in with Doom, and it was going okay up until about 50%. And then no matter what I did, I just couldn't make any more headway. And then when I got into the Doom cycle, you do the Doom cycle, you do the mediums and the lights to knock out the power from him, and it didn't respond. And it pushed him into SP3. He moved to SP3, survived, and kept going. And the Doom cycle was basically not working. And I still don't know why. I don't know if I care, because I'm never going in again with Doom. I'm gonna bring in Quake and bypass it. But that was a struggle. So Doom died. Went in with Archangel, revived him, thinking, okay, maybe I can get the neurotoxins up and just bleed him out. Hulkbuster's not poison or bleed immune, so I thought that would work. That fight lasted about 40 seconds, and his SP1 and SP2 was unblockable, and he sort of clipped me with a shoulder shrug. Revived Doom again, got him back to full health because I needed him for Venom, and ultimately that was a tough fight, but I beat him. And then used more health potions, went in against Venom, and that went perfectly fine. So Hype and Venom, easy fights. I see them literally every single time. That's where they're always placed on defense. Nick Fury was a new node for me. Went in with Archangel, but again, it was a 6-star rank 3, and he kicked my ass twice. And then Hulkbuster, I was fully unprepared for because I've only used Quake, and it's a super easy fight with Quake. So that was the status so far. Where I was coming out of the Venom fight, I was 3 and 4. And then there was 2 Apocalypse bosses. One on Hurt Locker. Went in. I was in about 3.5 minutes into the fight, and he got me with a combination and killed me. Revived. Went in again. Fight was going very well. I had him down to maybe 10%. And then again, Hurt Locker, I wasn't paying attention, and I threw 2 SP1s in a row, and I think it was a 14,000 health hit, and I died. So I died twice to that Hurt Locker mini. Someone else came in and cleaned up the mess. And then what I'm about to show you is about the only highlight with the boss takedown. Another teammate had already taken him down to 50%, and this video is showing the finish with Tigra. Alright guys, so this is me going in to the Apocalypse boss. Another teammate has already been attacking him, and I'm going in with my absolute last item. No health potions, with nothing. This is my 15th item on this war, and we're going to try and regain some level of respectability by finishing off this boss. So we back up, find an opening, and lead off with heavy attack. Completely missed there. Had he punched me, I'd be dead. But I'll back away, kind of push him up back again, just trying to again find a good opening. Block that one, counter the heavy with another heavy. Now, Tiger's ruptures are already gone, so what I'm trying to do is basically work my way back up. Avoid the SB1. You dash back 3 times, do 2 lights to kind of get your spacing right. You hold heavy, and she ducks down and you miss. And then you're just doing this heavy punish. I do an SB1, and now my orange rupture is up. If I do a second SB1 when the orange is still up, we'll get the blue, and then you really start piling on some damage. So you just keep doing the heavy counter in the corner. Once he gets SB1, you do your dash back 3 times, 2 lights, that little flip, which again is putting you in a good position to continue on with the heavy attack and building up these ruptures. And I believe I'm going to go for SB2, which is where you really sort of convert those ruptures into some pretty major damage. He's down to 23%. Just going to keep the sequence up and keep with these heavy counters. So back up 3 times, one light, 2 light, second light, you do that little flip. Hold heavy, and any projectile attacks are missed. And keep doing this until you hit SP1 again, and then just keep repeating that process. So he's down to 15%. I'm hopeful. And with him having 4 charges, he's able to get the second light attack, stun me, and thankfully didn't continue the combo or I'd be dead. Go in for another special attack. Counter again with the heavy, and just again keep repeating the sequence. I've got both orange and blue up, which is what's really maximized the damage. One more heavy in the corner, down to 8%. Again, SP1, dash back 3 times, 2 light attacks, good position, and we finish off with an SP2. So that felt good. Tigra for the win, and that ultimately cleared out this alliance war for us. That was a god-awful performance for me. I did not share all of the misery of the video throughout, but kind of walked through previously what went well and what did not go well. I think the learning lesson for me was sometimes I try and take on too much. I'm liking bringing Tigra for the boss, but then when there's a need for, say, a transition mini, whether it's Korg or it's Nick Fury, and I'm weakening my team to counter that and the boss, and then leave myself with the Doom. This is only the third war. I brought Quake the first two wars, and I just breezed through so much of the defense on path 8. You take Quake out of the equation, and it really exposed me significantly. So guess what? Quake's coming basically every time, all the time, for the rest of the season. So definitely learned some lessons. Brutal performance, but guess what? We still won the war. So thank you to my teammates for carrying the load and allowing me to somehow have some bright light with the Tigra finish on the Apocalypse boss and the team win, because I sure didn't contribute much to this one, but made it through, and we'll get ready for the next war. Thanks, guys.